WWE news breaking out of control tonight, fans. Wrestling news is exploding all over the internet because the timeline that we're about to go into, it's not just about what they did in the past, but it's about what they're going to be doing in the future. Because the word going around is simple. TV-14. Is it returning? Is it coming back? We have seen highlights. We have seen some hints. We have seen some teases of TV-14, of some uncensored content on WWE, specifically on Raw on Netflix. Now remember, for more videos like this, you got to subscribe, click the bell, turn on notifications. We give you multiple videos a day around the clock, and I will never stop for the viewers, the fans, the subscribers, the ones that supply me with the comments, the opinions. Remember to like, comment, share, and hype up the video. So important to hype up the video today. WWE Raw has an uncensored date circled in red ink, according to those that know, and we're going to get into the date. We're going to get into what's going to happen, all the backstage details behind it, and everything in between. Now, that is the rumor, that is the report, and that is what every dirt sheet is screaming about right now online. Again, we have seen smidgets. We have seen little moments. We've seen little whispers, again, of the WWE really trying to, go over the limit, go over the edge, so to speak. But wrestling rumors are calling this the death of the PG era. The moment that Paul Levesque, that the Paul Levesque Triple H era finally rips the filter off Monday Night Raw. But I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, before we pop the champagne, there is a massive catch to the story. Massive. Because here's the problem, fans. Every time this TV-14 conversation pops up, the internet jumps to Attitude Era 2.0. And then finally, reality steps in and slams everybody back to the mat. Well, tonight on SeanzViewEnt Entertainment, we are going to break down exactly what this new uncensored date really means for WWE Raw on Netflix. Why the last time they teased TV-14, again, why the last time that they teased TV-14 all the way back in 2022, nothing actually changed. And why this whole thing might get a giant test run that could blow up in Triple H's face if the sponsors ultimately get scared. Stick around, smash that like button, subscribe to the fastest growing wrestling news channel, and sound over in the comment section right now, yes or no. Do you honestly believe that WWE Raw is about to go to full TV-14 chaos, Crash TV, Vince Russo-like, or is this just another corporate head fake to pop a rating? Let me know your thoughts down below, but we got to get into the bread and the butter. We got to get into the steak of the matter of this video. Here is the wrestling news update that changes everything, or so they say. The report making the round right now is circling a specific date for WWE Raw on Netflix. The internal talk suggests that this will carry a TV-14 rating with uncensored elements and a looser set of rules for talent. Now, the phrase getting tossed around backstage is Triple H new rules. Again, that is Triple H new rules. Now, is this so Triple H can save face? So Triple H can get on the good side of the WWE fans again, because Triple H knows he's under a microscope. Triple H knows at this stage that it's not going too well. Ticket sales for WrestleMania are plummeting. They're tanking. WWE Raw, the viewership on Netflix could be a hell of a lot better. Again, the ticket prices are astronomically through the roof. It's ridiculous, obviously. So there's a lot weighing against. There's a lot of negativity going on in the WWE right now. And is this a way to perhaps make a comeback, make a return of returns for WWE? Well, certain outlets are teasing that this is where the WWE and USA Network era restrictions finally go out the window. We are talking about more intense language on the microphone. Again, out with the old USA Network, in with the new Netflix. We're already a year into this partnership, this networking, this tag team with Raw and Netflix. More intense language on the microphone. More violent angles that don't cut away. More freedom for guys like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre to blur the lines. Less red pen censorship from the production truck. Now, on paper, this sounds absolutely massive. This is why you, me, and fans worldwide in the UK, India, Canada, Australia have been begging for since 2008 when WWE dove full on into the family-friendly PG model. On paper, this is Paul Levesque saying, we are not babysitting anymore. We are listening. We are talking to wrestling fans as adults. Now, we all know how frustrating the PG era has been. We all know that the WWE at once was, well, rated G content. Yes, the WWE wanted to admit that they were giving off rated G content at one time, at one moment. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I need you to remember, this is wrestling rumors. This is the dirt sheet game. We have to look at the history before we believe the hype. Let's rewind the tape, folks. We have been burned by this TV-14 is back headline before. Go back to 2022. Do you remember the chaos? Vince McMahon steps down. Triple H takes the headset, and suddenly every reporter is shouting, the PG era is over. We have heard reports saying that USA Network at that time was pushing for TV-14. We had dates. July 18th, 2022, circled as the new era. And what happened? Absolutely nothing. We saw maybe one episode of SmackDown with a TV-14 rating in the corner with zero fanfare, zero marketing, and by the next week, we were back to sports entertainment as usual. The analysts back then warned us. All the voices, they told us, a ratings box doesn't fix bad creative. And well, they were right. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, WWE and the networks love to test things. They will float a rumor about Uncensored Raw just to gauge the temperature. They want to see if the sponsors are going to panic. They want to see if Snickers or Mattel picks up the phone and screams at Nick Khan. So when I see these new reports about an uncensored date on Netflix for Monday Night Raw, my antenna does go up. My interest does get intrigued. Is this a permanent shift, or is this Paul Levesque dipping its toe in the water to see if the sharks bite, to see if the increase of the ratings, the viewership, the ticket sales, the WrestleMania ticket sales, again, which is doing very bad right now. Now, we all know about the boy who cried wolf aspect. We talk about fans getting their hopes up for another Attitude Era violence and get disappointed every time. We also talk about AEW and their TV-14, but sometimes goes too far. Is that what WWE fears, is going too far at the expense of losing a lot of money, a lot of sponsorships? Why Netflix, though, why Netflix might be different for this transition for TV-14 and Uncensored Monday Night Raw. We are not basic TV anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are not basic cable television. To be fair, there is one giant difference this time, and it is the Netflix name. It is the Netflix brand. We aren't dealing with the script from FCC rules that governed the USA Network. Netflix hosts movies with F-bombs, gory horror shows, and stand-up specials that would get canceled on cable TV. So the logic is, if Netflix allows Squid Games, why can't Drew McIntyre drop an F-bomb? Why can't Seth Rollins bleed buckets in a cage match? Now, again, I'm not saying that this has to happen every night, every week, because, it's like Christmas. It comes once a year. You got to make it special. You got to make it stand out. You know what I'm saying? So the logic is, again, if Netflix allows Squid Games, why can't Drew McIntyre drop an F-bomb or CM Punk drop an actual R-rated, for mature audiences only, pipe bomb? It makes sense, right? Triple H is an old school guy. He came in during the Attitude Era with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. He knows that conflict equals cash. Controversy creates cash. He knows that nuclear heat requires real danger. So if there was ever a time to go no rules, it's right now. The infrastructure is there. The platform is there. The creative boss wants it. But, and this is the biggest but in wrestling history, the bottom bun. I got to bring it back to about the sad truth about money, viewers, logistics. Here is the business reality check that nobody else wants to tell you because it ruins the clickbait. As we all know, WWE is indeed a publicly traded juggernaut. They are not ECW in a bingo hall. They are and this is the sad realism, guys. The WWE seems to care more about money than a rating, than appealing to the crowds, to the WWE fans. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation that answers to shareholders, global partners, and family-friendly advertisers. Even on Netflix, WWE cannot afford to alienate the family demo. They sell action figures to 8-year-olds. They sell video games to teenagers. If Raw suddenly turns into a bloodbath with F-bombs flying every 5 seconds, Mattel, which carries WWE action figures, is not going to be happy. Slim Jim might get nervous. So when they say uncensored, I don't think they mean Attitude Era. I think they mean controlled chaos. I think Triple H new rules means maybe one intense swear word in a main event promo to sell the pay-per-view. Maybe a little color, maybe some blood in a Hell in a Cell match, but not every week. Maybe slightly edgier storylines involving relationships or backstage heat. It's a marketing tactic, fans. They are using the promise of TV-14 to get you to subscribe to Netflix, perhaps, potentially. But once you're there, they are going to give us a product. Are they going to give us a product that is still safe enough for the shareholders? Now, how the suiting guy ruins the fun. How you miss the days when anything could happen. But admit, from a business standpoint, saying PG-14 hybrid makes them the most money. Again, that PG/PG-14 hybrid model. So here is the bottom line, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Here is the bottom line. TV-14 is coming, but don't expect the world to burn. Don't expect the glory days of 1998, 1999. Expect a slightly spicier, slightly louder version of the show you're already watching. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Listen, I've been right before, I've been wrong before, no doubt. But this is why we do multiple videos a day, because we can go back and we give you the updates. Again, this is why we give you so many videos, so many variables, because we can tune it up or we can tune it back. Maybe Triple H is about to shock the world and nuke the system. That is why we watch. Again, it's all about keeping us on the edges of our seats. It's all about giving us a reason to tune in one week to the next. That was what the Attitude Era was all about. It was all about keeping you on the edge of your seat. It's all about the delivery. It's all about the creative. It's all about the writing. Now, I want one more time, viewers, because this show's all about you. It's about you. Because this is the unapologetic SeanzView Entertainment. Yes or no? Do you trust Triple H to actually use the TV-14 rating, or is he going to play it safe? I will be reading and I will be responding to all the comments and all the opinions. This has been your daily destination for WWE news, wrestling news, and the latest rumors from the U.S. to the U.K., India, Canada, and Australia. Thank you for watching another installment of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube's history. This is the SeanzView Entertainment Experience. Because here on this show, it all revolves around you. And that is the bottom line. And that is the damnedest bottom line I ever bottom line in my entire damn life. Even if you didn't have a wife. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Bianca Belair, and this is breaking news, Bianca Belair is expected to miss WrestleMania 42 after imminent surgery, according to those in the know. Also, Edge, Adam Copeland, another superstar from the Attitude Era. Adam Copeland's AEW return timeline revealed from his extended TV absence. Also, the reason behind Royce Key's WWE TV disappearance following the Royal Rumble. I do believe the program we end up getting is Damian Priest and Royce Keys going back to the Royal Rumble, but if you're changing the top of the card, that means the bottom or the middle of the card is up for grabs. They had an idea to do Damian Priest and Keys coming out of the Royal Rumble. And remember, this is all about Drew. Again, this is all about Royce Keys being the former powerhouse Hobbs in AEW. We talked about it in the meeting that they had. There are still a lot of matches up in the air for WrestleMania, but there is one that they reconsidered, and that is the reason that Royce Keys hasn't shown up. So it looks like we're going to get Royce Keys, Damian Priest at WrestleMania. Does that seem like WrestleMania level, though? WrestleVote summed it up by pointing to the bigger picture. There's definitely a trickle-down effect right now with everything happening around WrestleMania 42. While Keys did wrestle a dark match against Nathan Frazier before the February 13th edition of SmackDown, he has yet to appear on televised programming since his Rumble debut. If the reports still materialize, Powerhouse Hobbs or Royce Keys versus Priest could still happen, but for now, it appears that creative changes are the main reason fans haven't seen him back on TV. Do you want to see Royce Keys versus Damian Priest, or should the WWE pivot to something bigger for him? Sound off in the comments section below. Closing match has been revealed for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. But again, we do reveal news and rumors and speculation and gossip, but I'm not too really big on the whole spoiler thing. Also, Royce Key's status for tonight's Monday Night Raw revealed online. Liv Morgan's stalker undergoing psychological exam as federal trial delayed again. That is going to be very upsetting for Liv Morgan. MJF, the current reigning AEW World Champion, posted an explicit x-ray after fan urges him to leave AEW for WWE. Again, do you think that MJF should come to the WWE? Would that be a good idea? Would that be the right thing to do? Would that be the right course of action? It all boils down to each and every one of you, because you guys are the heartbeat. You guys are the extension. You guys are the life of Sean's View Entertainment. You guys give me the expressions. You guys give me the comments, the auras. You guys give me that feeling. And we got to keep feeling that feeling, ladies and gentlemen. We got to dial it in. We got to run it up. We got to drum it up. This is Sean's View Entertainment, and there's plenty more where this came from. Let's prove that we are true to each and every one of you. Subscribe.